Sometimes you just got to go in two different directions. Y'all, before we do anything today, I have come to my favorite place. It is Sunshine You Pick Strawberry Farm, and of course I'm going to get the ones already picked because I don't have time to pick strawberries today, but I want y'all to see this. Can you see how pretty those are?
Yep.
Hey guys, how are y'all? Yes, say hey to all of YouTube. So did you guys pick these? Yeah, out in the hot sun. I told everybody that I was not going to be picking today because I don't have time to pick strawberries, so I come to buy some. Look at all the people out there. That is all strawberries, y'all, and these people are out here picking and having good family time, and wow, they are making memories today. So do you guys supply the strawberries to Peach Park?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. All right, I need to get some strawberries. As you can see, I have started building archways, and I'm going to update you this morning on what's going on in the potager garden and what two projects are going on at the same time on G&G Farms. Okay guys, I still got a few things out that I'm working with in the potager garden, so you'll have to forgive the mess, but it's slowly but surely coming together. So the first thing is the new archway that I've got going up. Right now it just kind of looks plain Jane, and you know, it don't have anything on it, but I do want you to see that I have got a rose, and look, it's blooming, y'all. So this rose is blooming out, and I left, it's called a mermaid. I got it from Petals from the Past, and it is called Mermaid. And look at that, it's an open type rose. Can you see that, how pretty that is? And look at all the little buds. Now I planted this the other day, and I've got drip irrigation to it, and the irrigation is going on right now because I water early in the mornings so that the babies can drink during the heat of the day. Now I've got to get in here and pull weeds since the peas are up. You can see the peas. These are pink eye purple whole peas, and they are in this whole section right here. Okay, so over here, yes, that is corn, and it is coming up very good. It is probably, maybe 6-7 inches tall. I'm not sure. It's almost to the point where I'm going to throw some nitrogen at it. Now, I do have these green beans. They're bush beans, and they are in between the corn. And yeah, you do see some white powder out here because I did have a problem with something getting in here and having a snack, so I sprinkled some diatomaceous earth. And I'm gonna have to go and get my microphone because the wind is getting up. Oh, I've got a leak. I'll let it leak for a minute. Let me turn that one off. The good thing is, if you have a leak like that, these little valves, you can just turn them completely off to that row. I just had something to pop out. I can fix that really easily. But for right now, I'll just turn it off to that row. Okay, you can see. Those zinnias and dahlias are doing very well since I did put the diatomaceous earth on there. Whatever was eating has stopped. Now, I did find a bunny rabbit in the garden, and I was able to chase him away, hopefully for good. He may be back. There are a lot of bunny rabbits here. There is very little predation in the area right now, so yeah, the bunny rabbits are kind of taking over. Let me show you this rose. This is the Julia Child rose that I got from Petals from the Past, and Jason Powell there had picked it out and told me to get this particular one, and it is lovely. And look at the blooms. Now, I do deadhead them. Like this one has used all of its usable life, so I deadhead it, and I do save the petals. And believe it or not, I've freeze-dried the petals, and I can either make potpourri out of it or use it for, and I think you have to let the rose hips here develop and leave them on there, but I have not so far. I've deadheaded them because I want it to bloom more and more and more and more. I want to be able to enjoy it all summer long, and maybe towards the fall of the year, I'll let the rose hips develop into seed pouches and true rose hips and use those for medicinal purposes. But let's deadhead this one right here too. That's all you do, and it just makes it bloom more. It makes it put out more and more buds, and pretty soon, after all the deadheading, it will just be full. Now, standing under this archway here, can you imagine once the roses get to climbing up over it and it looks so wonderful? Well, I am super excited about it because not only are we going to have this one, but we're going to have another one back here. Right here. We're going to have another one here. And another one here going out there. Now, what are we going to have out there? We're going to have some more roses. Yes. So, there are a couple of plants that I'm coveting right now. Got my eyes on them. A few roses that I need in my life. And so this potager garden is going to end up all the way back there. Can you imagine it? So right now, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So right now, we are doing this section. And of course, over there, I still have not planted the celosia yet. That's coming. And it's coming very soon. As a matter of fact, I have to work in the greenhouse a lot today. So I've got several hours in the greenhouse to work. And then maybe this afternoon, I might be planting celosia. We'll see how it goes. You know that Daisy got very sick and she lost a lot of weight. She wasn't eating. And remember, I told you how I was feeding her her antibiotics plus feeding her electrolytes through the drencher and also raw eggs. Well, that kicked Daisy into gear. She started eating grain and hay and grazing on grass, and Daisy got better. So I let her do that for a whole week to gain weight while I fed the babies. Now, Candace, the little girl goat, she always ate super good. The boys would only eat anywhere between 2 ounces and 3 ounces of feeding. Sometimes it would only be 1. They just didn't like the milk replacement. So this week, starting yesterday, I put the babies back with Daisy to see if she would take the babies. Well, she rejected them. So I held Daisy in a position so that she could feed, because Daisy needed some relief too. And the babies fed. The 2 boys fed. The girl did not. The girl wanted her bottle. So I did that for a couple of times yesterday and let the little boys eat. And then something kicked in with Daisy. Daisy started feeding her babies. So now she's taking care of all three, but only feeds the two white boys. And Candace still eats from the bottle. Now Candace still isn't gaining a lot of weight from eating from the bottle, and she and the boys still look skinny. So I'm hoping at this point that the boys are getting enough, because they refuse the bottle now, totally. But what my plan is, I'm going to milk Maple, and I am going to feed her milk to Candace to get her to gain weight and make her stronger. She's biting me right now. And maybe supplement the boys with some extra milk from Maple. But this is something that we are currently working on. We're doing everything in our power to get the kids healthy and to make sure that Daisy stays healthy. Dr. D is going to come and take a look at her again today also, and make sure that she's doing good. So we are doing our best. Now, we have 2 projects going on. And yesterday, I didn't video at all because Tony and I went in 2 different directions, and we just need to get some stuff done. We need to separate Hut from the female goats, but he needs his own pasture. He needs to be able to get into the barn to get shelter. So what we're going to do is, the barn, we're going to put, of course, you know, this side right here is going to have stables also, stalls. And then there's going to be a little bit of area here to be able to still drive through. But in the meantime, we're going to split it in half so that this stall over here is accessible for the boy goats to be able to have some shelter. Now, it's also going to be deer drop-in season coming up soon, so we're going to be having to build more stalls, I'm sure, to be able to house everybody. Now, the boy goats may just have to come under here for a little bit and let the baby deer stay in that stall, and see if we can Okay, so let me go ahead and show you the 2 projects that we're working on today at the pasture. This really got to me yesterday because Tony and I went in 2 different directions, because both of these projects have to be done. And like I said, we are separating Hut from the female goats. So you can see I had to pound in some fence posts. And there's the pounder. It's still on one of them. So over here, it's going to go on this side of the gate so that we can still get from the gate to the storm shelter, and then from our gate to the storm shelter. So it's going to kind of go behind it. Don't mean to make you dizzy there. But there's excellent grazing out here for Hut, and I'm thinking about leaving Trooper as a Billy because he has such beautiful colors, which is Hut and Honeybee's baby. So he will be able to breed eventually to you know, some of the mamas that are not related. And it's going to go all the way over here to the corner. Now, it is going to be an electric fence, and it's going to have either 4 or 5 strands of polywire on it. Eventually, we will be pasturing in behind in that area over there, which will be another big project, and I'm hoping that we don't do that in 100-degree temperatures because it gets to be, oh wow, it gets to be a bit much. But I kind of want to show you what's going on at the back side of the barn right now. Tony is working on his project, and the reason that I chose to pound in T-post is that's something I can do easily. His project is carpentry work. So I can't do that. I mean, I can do a little bit of adding boards here and there, but I can't do true carpentry work to make things be square. So here we are at the back side of the barn. You know, the chicken run is over there. So we're getting a couple of new things on the farm. And we've got to have an enclosure, a bigger enclosure. So Tony is doing the carpentry work. Tony says, hey, and see, he's got his Alabama shirt on.
And so y'all know she's working me to death. Working me down.
Now, Daisy is supervising.
Daisy's my girl.
Daisy is right there. She is supervising. Sweet Daisy. Now, I'm going to have to watch them very close today because, and I'll let Daisy eat whatever Daisy wants to eat because Daisy needs the energy, she needs to gain the weight, and she is looking so much better, y'all. Look at that. She's relaxing. So this is the project that Tony is working on. He has extended the chicken run and he's putting wire divider here between that side and this side. But today the roof is going on and it's going to be an extension of the chicken run. And the new critters that are coming to G&G Farms are going to be housed in there temporarily for maybe a month until they get used to the farm. And then we can release them and let them roam the farm in free range like everybody else. And if we ever need to, and occasionally we do need to put a turkey up to keep it from trying to set eggs out in the wild, we don't want a predator to get them. So we do have to pin them up for a little bit just to break them from being broody. So we just recently did that with Uno and Pearl, and you can see Uno is over there and she has found her another nest outside of, and Pearl's there too, look at that. So they're both laying somewhere and I've got to go try to retrieve their second clutch of eggs. They are just like their mama, Tawanda. They're just gonna keep laying and keep laying. I have gave away 2 dozen of hatching eggs and I have 30 plus eggs in the incubator that in the next 10 days are going to be hatching out some baby turkeys. So they will, you see how they're walking the fence up and down? They will walk up and down, but eventually they will go around the corner, past the barn, and to the gate. And the gate seems to be their flyover place.
Well, as y'all can see, we have a new project on the farm. So this weekend I planned on doing some camping and Kat planned on me not doing some camping. So here we are. We are in the process of extending the chicken house. And I don't know how much y'all seen the chicken house or the chicken coop that we have, but it's a 30-foot long, it's a 10 by 30 chicken house, and it's off of one side of the barn. So it's gonna be the lean-to on one side. Originally we built it 30 foot. So the past 20 foot, or the next 20 foot, it's also gonna be an enclosure, and it's gonna look real close to what the other one does. It'll have wire from here up, and it'll have wood from here down, just like the other side does, to make sure we can get plenty of air and sunlight or whatever else. This particular coop is gonna be for some brand new surprise that we're bringing to the farm. Y'all are really gonna enjoy the new animals that we're getting.
Okay, so that is what's going on the farm. 2 different projects. The electric fence to separate the boy goats from the girl goats, and the enclosure that Tony is working on hard and heavy that will be done later today for the new critters that are coming to the farm. The update on Daisy. I think that the update on Daisy is probably the most exciting thing for me, is the fact that she decided to start to feed the boys on her own. I only had to hold her in the position to let them feed a couple of times. And once I did that, it's just like it kicked in. Oh, these are my babies and I need to feed them. That's good news. And of course, you know, Dr. D will be here later today to look at her and make sure that she is A-OK. But, you know, sometimes you have to intervene. Sometimes you have to become the surrogate mother to the babies until mama can get to feeling better. But I'm just so thankful that Daisy is feeling a lot better and that she has decided to take her babies and raise them. Now, I was feeding them when we went to Petals from the Past last weekend, and actually ended up taking them with me so that I could bottle feed there. And it was still difficult because they were still in training for eating on the bottle. But in all, it has worked out. I mean, just, you know, getting Daisy back in gear and getting her to feed the babies, even though she's only feeding 2 of them. I mean, it's a good thing though. So I do have the milking machine for Maple and Honeybee, and possibly April. She's got a pretty little udder too. You know, we're going to have some goat milk in the future. And, you know, I've been told that Nigerian dwarf milk is some of the best tasting milk. Now, I'm not a milk drinker, so I will try it and see. And if it is better to me, yeah, I'll drink their milk. For the most part, you know, I'll have it here to help to feed any babies that need it. And also, you know, I have a few friends that want to feed it to their animals that, you know, are on goat milk. So y'all farm on.